Hello and good evening. Today I would like to be talking to you about Parkinson's disease and all of the things that come along with it. Um, so let's go ahead and jump right in. So about 1 in 100 people over the age of 60 are diagnosed with a chronic neurological degenerative disorder called Parkinson's disease, and that's horrible. And the Center for Disease Control Prevention, the CDC, has ranked Parkinson's disease the 14th cause of death in the United States. Roughly about 5 million people in the world deal with this disease. So now that I've caught your attention with those staggering, horrible facts, my name is Brianna Green, and I'll be talking to you today about Parkinson's disease. We'll be going over exactly what Parkinson's disease is, the symptoms and the stages, and maybe even the cure and the prevention for Parkinson's disease. So let's go ahead and jump right on in. So, my first point. We really have to understand exactly what Parkinson's disease is to even start to understand maybe it cures, the symptoms. Like, we need to understand what it is. And basically, it's when dopamine producing cells in a portion of the brain that controls bodily movements stops producing dopamine. And this disease is labeled as a movement disorder. And anxiety and depression is very, very common in people that have Parkinson's. The few that have been traced back to a certain point have very few. What's the word? The few that actually have been traced back to a certain direct point, it's very few, but it's caused by multiple head traumas, viral infections, and carbon monoxide exposures. And these stages and symptoms that go along with Parkinson's is there's 5 stages. The one is poor posture and tremors in one limb. Stage 2, tremors now affecting both limbs and issues with walking. Stage 3, inability to walk in a straight line. Step 4, walking in limited in movement is very slow. And stage 5, usually unable to care for themselves and one-on-one nursing is needed. So there's only 5 steps, and you see how they got progressively worse, and like by stage 5 they can't even care for themselves, and this is a horrible disease that many people have to deal with. So are there any cures for this disease? And that's what we're worried about right there, the cures, and how we could possibly stop 5 million people worldwide from getting this disease. And that would be, as discussed before, there's no exact cause for Parkinson's. There's only like very few cases where it's actually traced back to a certain point. So that makes it very hard to prevent. Like, that means there's no genetic marker for Parkinson's, and that's very hard. Main point, researchers has found that people that eat more fruit, vegetables, high fiber foods, and omega-3 rich foods have had a lower chance in getting this disease. So just the things that you put in your body may have an effect on if you get this disease or not, and that's super important. So as discussed, there's no exact cure yet. However, there's some things we can do to try to prevent it. And also, like, modern medicine is coming a long way with stem cell research and things of that nature, to where maybe 50 years down the road, Parkinson's disease will become a thing of the past, and that's what we're hoping for. And there's research being done every day to try to prevent this from happening again and again and again, to stop those 1 in 100 people from having Parkinson's. Now, Parkinson's, as discussed, is a horrible disease, and the fact that it does this to millions of people means that we need to be worried about it. It's possible that we may end up having it one day. So knowing the symptoms, the causes, and what to do if you have it is very, very important. So I hope you all enjoyed it, and I hope you learned something about Parkinson's today. And my name is Brianna Green, and that is all.